Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new and somewhat unexpected Fallout 76 news video. So, Bethesda have just dropped a look ahead to what we can expect to see in the game next year, which includes, amongst other things, an entirely new area to the game, which will be interesting. So let's have a look at this. Okay, yeah, so Bethesda have just shared a new couple of blog posts, actually, a whole new Inside the Vault blog post, which is kind of an update on what's going on at the minute anyway, as well as a look ahead to the new year. So this one has been posted by the art director, whose name's now escaped me because I've just looked away, but John Rush, there we go, who has shared a little look forward to what's coming next year. And there's some cool stuff in here, there's some recaps on stuff that is not so new, but let's get a look at this, shall we? Okay, so Fallout 76 in 2024, new year approaches. So, whole lot of background and bump here. I'm going to kind of crack on with this. So we've got a little look at where we are so far. So we're looking at around at about 17 million players so far having played 76. So not as big as some of Bethesda's other games, but kind of knew that already. The last update was somewhere around the summer where it was about 16 million, so another million in the last few months is reasonable. That's fair, especially given that the game's over 5 years old now. So a little touch on Atlantic City, the current update there, which is all very, very cool. And there we go. A piece of concept art for the new update. So, first up, war never changes, but that sure doesn't stop Appalachia from mutating. Later in 2024, we are expanding our map southwards. That's weird. Deep into the wooded heartland of Shenandoah. So, this uncharted, once tranquil expanse in the heart of Virginia will bring a new questline, factions, and rewards. So, that's all we've really got on this new thing here. Let's have a quick gander at what else is going on. Yep, okay. So this is the new thing, and wow. So the big thing that stands out to me, having just done a rapid Google, is that the whole expanding southward into Shenandoah. Now, my hunch here is that this is just a case of Bethesda aggressively mutating geography in the region around Appalachia, because Shenandoah is technically a little bit south of most of the locations, but it's a whole lot more east, really. So, yeah, that's weird. I'm guessing it is just a case of them just dragging the geography around for the game, you know, as they do. But, basically, what little I know about this, I suspect a lot of you across the pond in the US will know a lot more about it, but it is a national park, and apparently quite a historical region, was once considered the American frontier before, you know, everything pushed out further that way, so maybe some references in there might come in, and it was also quite a significant point during the Civil War, apparently. Valley leading up in the general direction of New York and DC and stuff, so you can kind of see why forces might have pushed that way from the south, or vice versa. Yeah, whole new area, new factions, and new quest lines and stuff like that. This is the stuff we've been crying out for years. To some extent, Atlantic City is giving us some of this. This is more of it, which is fantastic. It's really what we've been wanting, because the last major story-based update was Steel Rain, so we've had a few little bits and pieces here and there since then, and that's what, coming up, it's over 2 years ago now. So, yeah, we're definitely due, definitely happy to get my hands on some new areas. So, looking forward to this. Obviously, other than this very, very brief sort of 2 sentences, we don't know anything about it, so we'll have to see what Bethesda actually choose to do with this area and check it out in the new year. And this is going to be later on from the look of this, later in 2024. So I'm going to throw out on a limb and suggest that's probably going to be around and about the September update. But this is just a heads up that is coming, which is very, very cool. Okay, so a couple of other things that they have got on the go in these updates here. We've got arriving in spring 2024, second installment, Atlantic City, America's Playground. Features an additional mission which players will confront the legendary Jersey Devil, along with new story-driven quests, more areas to explore, and, of course, plenty of rewards. So that's just a little comment on the next update, so that will be early March. The community calendar we'll have a quick look at in a second, but the community calendar makes it fairly clear this will be in early March. So the first Tuesday is usually when that occurs. Let's have a quick look over here. The first Tuesday in March will be the 5th. So that would be my educated guess for when the next update is. It's also when the current season will change over, so bear that one in mind for months away from now. But yeah, early March for Part 2 of Atlantic City, including new areas, new enemies, and new story-based quest lines, and one new expedition as well. So that's very, very cool. Just a little reminder about that. Definitely looking forward to that. Enjoying the new updates so far in Atlantic City. It's not quite as expansive as I was hoping, but it has been good fun, and there's some cool stuff setting up in Appalachia as well, and some of this stuff will, of course, bleed on to Appalachia too. So the other thing they're talking about here that they are planning for next year is to put greater emphasis on seasonal events. So those are things like Fashion and Meat Week and Mothman event, which is called the one that takes place at near where the Mothman Museum is, and the name has now just escaped me on the coastline. You know the one I mean. Loads of Mothman cultists around there. It's good fun. They haven't updated any of those with new stuff in a while. They have just updated the Holiday Scorched with new rewards, which we'll have a look at in a second. But hopefully that means the existing seasonal events will be getting a whole bunch of new rewards as well. So that would be cool, hopefully. But yeah, they are planning to lean into that more. And if they are going to lean into it more, they will need to pile in more rewards because we're going through them fairly quickly at the moment. So that's quite cool. There's also plans for new seasonal events to add to the range of events as well, which will be definitely welcome. Looking forward to checking some of those out. So, last couple of points on this particular post from John Rush is that we have new content coming, which we've just talked about. They're planning several new features and improvements, which is basically going to mean ongoing quality of life updates and improvements as per we usually get with over the course of the year, so that's definitely welcome. Some of it building related, some of it general gameplay, so that's definitely cool. And there's a little reminder here about the upcoming Fallout TV series on Amazon Prime, which will be in April, I believe. Early April, I think it was. I forget the exact date off the top of my head, but definitely looking forward to that as well. The stuff we've seen so far, the trailer and the sort of promotional shots look pretty darn cool, so looking forward to checking that out. If you want to see my initial reaction to those videos are linked up here somewhere, so you can have a gander at those. Definitely excited for that one. So we do have an Inside the Vault blog post to go with this as well. A lot of this is not hugely new. We've got a little touch on the Atlantic City Boardwalk Paradise, the current update that we are a couple of weeks into now. So there's a little reminder here and bits and pieces going on. Definitely fun. Little reminder about the hotfix that came out last week. That's cool. Just dealing with a couple of little issues. And that the next mid-season updates do some bug fixes and some extra bits and pieces will be coming out on January 30th, so end of January, which makes sense to give some time to actually work on it because, you know, they've had like a week or so since the last hotfix and then they're going off on Christmas, so fair. That's going to take a minute. There's a little bit more details on some of the stuff that's missing and having issues there. Holiday Scorched are back. That's kicking off tonight. Looking forward to jumping into that myself. Whole bunch of new rewards on this one, which we are definitely up for. So they've got honeycomb paper decorations for new rewards, 7 types. Plastiform gingerbread, Santa sleigh, nutcracker, Santa, and candle. Which is, I mean, I've actually seen some of this. Some of this is in the menus already. Yeah, it's all this stuff, which will be nice additions to your Christmas build if you want to do one. Definitely fun. And there is also a Starlight and a Straw Goat as well, which are... Starlight, I get. The Straw Goat seems a little odd to me, but okay, it's fine. More strange stuff to decorate your camp with, always welcome. And the plastiform camp items apparently also light up, which we can kind of see in the picture here. Very, very cool. So I mentioned the community calendar, which is down here. Basically, not vast amounts out of the ordinary going on here. We can see the Atlantic City update is going to be in early March, and Season 16, which is the next season. Just a little reminder there. You can obviously find all the links to these posts down below and check them out for yourself. Download the pictures if you like. The next couple of things that are coming across, though, are we have double XP coming this weekend. Obviously, Holiday Scorched is running now, so you get all the drops and lots of legendaries. Double XP over the weekend immediately before Christmas Day, and then over the New Year's weekend, thereabouts, will be, well, just a little bit beyond that, is when they're going to be doing a script surplus, which is going to be particularly useful. There's a few other bits and pieces going on as well, but script surplus, following on from an event that drops a ton of legendaries, is well timed. So yeah, that's the other events that are going on. So we've got a few bits and pieces happening on Twitch and so on, if you're interested in checking that stuff out there. Holiday stream schedule over there. and a little reminder about stuff that we've already touched on with this epically awesome piece of artwork here. I've got to say, looking back at this piece of artwork, I'm kind of wondering what on earth this might involve, because we've got a big storm. If we check the right-clicking on it, we actually start to see that it's referred to as a storm. So, interesting. Looks like there's some small building in there, as well as some other bits and pieces. Possibly another vault that looks like a vault number on the left here, as well as some kind of bunker as well. So, another vault. That'd be very cool. Also be surprising if there wasn't one, so that makes sense. A few other links and bits and pieces to the Appalachia area kind of tucked in here as well. That looks like some kind of visitor center or something, and I wouldn't be terribly surprised if this is a new format expedition event that this is intended to highlight here. But who knows? The interesting thing that I meant to mention before, but forgot about the whole Shenandoah thing, is that IRL, it is more or less in between DC and West Virginia, or the areas of West Virginia that we have in 76 anyway. And so you'd pass through it on the way from one to the other, so from the capital wasteland to West Virginia. And rumour has it that this space of land is particularly dangerous, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. It does sound like, as I say, they're going to move it around a little bit to the south end of the map, but it may also just be an odd turn of phrase. But yeah, interesting for sure. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they've got to offer with this. So, we'll wrap that one up there. Yeah, new areas to explore, probably, just guessing, but probably September. They did say later on in the year, so that's the later on sort of period, really, isn't it? You know, a bunch of new seasonal events and more seasonal events happening will be fun, just stuff to keep us kind of busy, I suppose, but it'll be interesting stuff to engage with, as well as, obviously, the second half of Atlantic City, which will be in March. So that sort of seems like a reasonably stacked year next year, which is quite cool. Don't know what's going to be happening around about this time next year. Not surprisingly, it's a little bit far out. My guess based on this would be we'll see the Atlantic City Part 2 in March. In around about June-ish, we will see the second update, which will probably be seasonal event orientated, I would guess, as well as additional seasonal events showing up in between. And then probably the Shenandoah stuff around about September. That feels like the sort of rhythm that they're implying here, you know? So, be interesting to see what happens with that. Obviously, new season will kick off in March as well. So yeah, definitely looks like they've got some cool stuff lined up for us. I'm excited to get in and check that out. So, hope you folks found this interesting and informative. If you did, please do consider dropping subs and likes. I very, very much appreciate all those buttons and links and stuff down below. Social media links, merch store, channel membership, all that good stuff. Check out the notification bell as well if you want to keep up to date with all the uploads. And if you get a chance, join us for live streams too. We are, of course, playing Fallout 76, having a really good time with that at the moment. Got some fun builds lined up as well. And we are playing Starfield and cracking on well through the story of that at the moment, having a really good time. There's some cool stuff been going on, so do hope you'll join us for those streams as well as, of course, builds in Starfield. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.